Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people sensed something in you, without a word, without a reason? That's not coincidence. That's presence. That's power. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And if your aura is powerful, trust me, you're not like everyone else. You carry an energy that unsettles the shallow and awakens the silent." Sign 1, you feel everything deeply. Pain, beauty, silence. Not because you're weak, but because your soul is awake. 2, solitude isn't loneliness for you. It's your sanctuary. When the world gets loud, your power grows in quiet. Sign 3, you attract broken people, not to fix them, but because your light exposes what they've buried. 4, you ask questions others fear, about meaning, ego, truth. You're not here for surface, you're here for soul. And 5, people either love you deeply or feel uneasy around you, and that's okay. Polarizing energy means you're not diluted. You're real. You're not here to fit in. You're here to awaken. Most people wear masks, but your aura doesn't lie. And the stronger it gets, the more the world tries to mute you. Don't let it. Protect your light. Own your depth. You're not like everyone else because you weren't meant to be. And if you feel this message in your bones, maybe it's not a message. Maybe it's a memory of who you've always been. Hit that subscribe if your soul said yes, and keep walking the path only the rare dare to walk. People ask me, how do you know if your aura is powerful? I tell them, when the world tries to silence you, but your silence speaks louder. That's power. When you don't need validation to feel valuable. When you feel the shift in energy, before anyone says a word. That's not sensitivity, it's intuition. And in Jungian terms, it's your unconscious communicating in symbols, signs, and synchronicities. The world tells you to shrink, to be polite, to dim your light. But every time you say no to that, your aura expands. And no, not everyone will understand it. But you didn't come here to be understood. You came here to remember. Remember your archetype, your shadow, yourself. Jung taught that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life. And you will call it fate. So if your aura disrupts the room, if your presence triggers the masks of others, good. That means you're living awake. That means you're real. And the world needs more of that. Not noise, not perfection, realness. If you've felt like the outsider your whole life, maybe it's not rejection. Maybe it's protection. You weren't born to fit their mold. You were born to break it. Own your edge. Honor your energy. Let your aura speak without apology. And if no one else tells you today, your light is rare and it matters. I used to wonder if something was wrong with me. Why I could feel a storm coming just by walking into a room. Why I could see behind people's smiles, but now I know. It wasn't a curse. It was awareness. And awareness is the first sign of an awakened aura. Carl Jung called it individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, not who the world expects you to be. Most people live in masks. You tore yours off, even when it hurt. You see, a powerful aura isn't about being loud. It's about being true. It's not about attracting attention. It's about commanding respect without saying a word. Your aura speaks in silence, in eye contact, in presence. And sometimes, yes, that makes people uncomfortable. But never shrink. To comfort the insecure. Never dim just because others are afraid of brightness. You're not arrogant. You're aware, and that's rare. You carry lifetimes of truth in your silence. You feel old even when you're young. That's because your soul remembers what your mind's still trying to learn. If you're still listening, it means you're not just interested in power. You're interested in purpose. And that makes all the difference. There was a time I thought being different meant I was broken. I tried to blend in, to soften, to laugh at things that didn't feel right, to pretend I didn't feel everything. But every time I did, something inside me died a little. And that's when I realized your aura dims when you betray yourself to be accepted. Jung called it the shadow, the parts of us we hide to survive. But when your aura is powerful, you stop hiding, you integrate, you own your darkness as much as your light. You stop playing roles, you stop chasing approval. And that scares people. They don't fear you because you're dangerous. They fear you because you're honest. You reflect back what they've buried. You remind them of the truth they've avoided. That's what a powerful aura does. It exposes. And not everyone will like that, but the ones who are meant for you, they'll recognize you instantly. No games, no pretending, just truth. And in a world full of noise, truth is revolutionary. So if you feel misunderstood, out of place, too deep for surface-level conversations, it's not because you're too much, it's because your aura has outgrown the room. And now you're being called to step into something greater, not louder, just truer. You see, when your aura is powerful, people feel it before they understand it. Some will be drawn to you like a magnet, not because you said anything, but because your energy speaks a language their soul remembers. Others will keep their distance, not out of hate, but fear, because light like yours demands presence. It demands truth. And let's be real. Most people are terrified of their own reflection. Jung taught that the psyche isn't linear, it's layered. So when you walk through the world awake, aware, alive, you become a mirror. Not everyone's ready to look, and that's okay. Let them be. Don't lower your frequency to be understood by minds not ready. Your job isn't to convince anyone. Your job is to remain aligned. You'll notice the shift. Conversations get more intentional. Solitude feels sacred. You begin to crave depth like oxygen. You stop explaining yourself. You stop chasing because you finally realize the people who are meant to meet you at your frequency will find you there. Not when you shrink, not when you bend, but when you stand in your truth fully. That's aura, not trend, not surface, not performance, just truth. Rooted, real, undeniable. And the more you embody that, the more your life becomes a reflection of it. There's something no one tells you about having a powerful aura. It's lonely at first. Not because you're alone, but because you can't tolerate what's fake anymore. The shallow laughs, the forced small talk, the masks people wear just to survive the day. You see through it. You feel the emptiness behind their words. And worse, you feel your own pain more vividly, because the more awake your aura becomes, the more it refuses to numb. Jung called it the individuation crisis, when your soul begins to pull away from the collective lie to find its own truth. And yes, it hurts. Growth always does. You start losing things, friends, habits, even pieces of your old identity. But what you gain is clarity, alignment, power. Not power over others, but power over yourself, your reactions, your choices, your truth. You stop performing. You start embodying. And people feel that. Without knowing why, they either gravitate toward you or retreat from you. Let them. You weren't meant to be liked by everyone. You were meant to be true. And truth isn't loud. It just is. It lives in your posture, your silence, your eyes. So if your presence feels like a disruption to some, it's confirmation you're doing it right. You didn't come here to blend. And you came to awaken. I used to shrink when people misunderstood me. I used to apologize for my intensity, for my silence, for my depth. But not anymore, because now I know. My aura was never the problem. Their comfort zone was. Jung said, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. And awakening comes at a price. It costs comfort. It costs illusions. It costs the old version of you that was easy to digest, easy to please. But that version was never whole. It was edited. It was masked. Now, I walk into rooms and don't adjust my volume. I let the room adjust to me, not in arrogance, but in alignment, because I've paid in silence, in solitude, in self-work, for this calm, for this clarity, for this power. That's what aura really is. It's not decoration, it's vibration, it's soul memory. It's the weight of everything you've survived wrapped into the way you breathe. It's the reason you can sit in stillness and shift the entire atmosphere. So don't question your energy. Don't dilute your gift. If the world feels too loud, it's because your soul is tuned to a higher signal. Stay there. Stay rooted. That's your frequency. And it's rare for a reason. There's a strange kind of peace that comes when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop needing others to understand why you are the way you are. And that's when your aura shifts from searching to standing, not defensive, not loud, just present. Jung believed the psyche is always trying to become whole. And when you stop fighting who you are, you realize Your wholeness was never in becoming someone new. It was in remembering who you were before the world told you to be someone else. That remembering, that's what makes your aura different. It's why you walk into chaos and carry calm, why you sit in silence and feel full, why you feel what others run from and still choose to stay open. That kind of energy can't be faked, can't be taught, can't be ignored. People feel it. They don't know what it is, but they know it's rare. And when your aura is rare, your journey will be too. So yes, it'll be lonely, it'll be misunderstood, but it'll also be honest, sacred, unshakable. And if you're still here, still, feeling this in your bones, then you already know. You were never meant to be like everyone else. You were meant to be real, and real is rare. You want to know what really sets a powerful aura apart? It's not crystals, it's not chance, it's not looking calm while chaos breaks out. No, it's this. You've met your own darkness and didn't flinch. That's what changes your energy. That's what carves depth into your presence. You face the part of you that you used to run from, the shadow Jung warned us about, the jealousy, the guilt, the rage, the wounds that scream at night when no one's around. Most people avoid it. You sat with it. You asked it questions. You integrated it. That's why your aura is different. Because it's not built on love and light alone. It's built on truth. It's built on owning the fact that sometimes healing doesn't look soft. It looks like breaking, like screaming into your pillow at 2 a.m., like walking away from everything familiar just to find yourself. And after all that, you didn't just survive. You alchemized. You turned pain into presence, wounds into wisdom. You stopped talking and started vibrating. Now people look at you and feel something they can't explain. That's not mystery, that's mastery, the mastery of self. And if your aura has become so loud in silence that it shakes people without words, then welcome. You're not just powerful, you're untouchable. You ever feel like you're carrying a storm inside you? Like every moment is a battle between the part of you that wants to scream and the part that's learned to sit quietly and listen? That's the secret to a powerful aura. It's not just light or calm. It's the tension, the conflict, the scars, the nights you thought you'd never survive but did. It's the paradox of being broken and whole at the same time. Jung called it the transcendent function, where opposites collide inside you and, instead of tearing you apart, they forge a new you. That tension, it hums in your bones, it radiates from your eyes. People don't just see you, they feel you. And the truth, sometimes it's terrifying. Because when you show up like that, raw and real, people project their fears onto you. They either want to run or they want to consume your light like it's oxygen. You learn to be selective with your energy, to protect that fierce glow that's taken years to cultivate. And you realize this aura you carry, it's a battleground and a sanctuary, a place where your darkest shadows and brightest truths coexist. It's not for the faint-hearted, but for you, it's home. So if you ever doubt your power, remember, your aura tells the story of survival, of transformation, of becoming unbreakable. And that story, it's just getting started. There's a voice inside me, sometimes it whispers, sometimes it roars, that says, you're not here to be safe, you're here to be seen. And not just seen by anyone, seen by yourself, the real you, the one that the world tries to bury under masks, under expectations, under noise. But your aura, it's the rebellion. It's the battle flag you raise. When you refuse to play small anymore. When you stare your demons in the eye and say, I am more. More than my fears, more than my scars, more than the stories they told me about who I should be. And yes, it's exhausting. Sometimes it feels like carrying the weight of 1,000 lifetimes. But here's the thing, power isn't about carrying less. It's about holding it all and still standing, still breathing, still loving. Because a powerful aura is not a shield against pain, it's a doorway through it. It's fire tempered in ice. It's the dance of light and shadow that makes you unforgettable. And when you learn to walk that dance, the world doesn't just notice you, it can't help but respect you. So to everyone out there who feels like they don't belong, who feels the weight of their own power and wonders if it's too much, here's the truth, it's not too much. It's exactly enough, and the world is waiting for you to show up fully. No apologies, no edits, just you, raw, real, relentless. You ever felt like your soul is screaming to be heard, but the world keeps whispering you're too loud? That's the paradox of having a powerful aura. It's a wild beast that can't be tamed, a truth that refuses to be silenced. I've been there, trapped between wanting to disappear and needing to explode into existence. Carl Jung said we all carry archetypes, ancient energies that shape who we are. My aura. It's the warrior and the wounded child, the rebel and the sage, the light burning through the darkness. When people look at me, they don't just see skin and bones. They see storms I've survived, battles I've fought in silence, and a fire that refuses to die. And that's terrifying, to them and sometimes to me, because carrying that much power means carrying that much pain. But here's the wild truth. The pain is the power. The cracks in your armor, they let the light in. The wounds, they are the map to your strength. When you embrace your darkness, you own your light. When you stop apologizing for your depth, you begin to attract souls who understand it. Souls who don't shy away but dive deep with you. That's the magic of a powerful aura. It's not about being perfect. It's about being whole, messy, flawed, fierce, broken, beautiful, whole. So if you feel like you don't fit anywhere, like you carry a flame no one else can hold, know this: you're not alone. You're awakening, and that awakening, it's the beginning of something unstoppable. Here's the final truth I've learned. Your aura isn't just energy. It's a declaration, a revolution, a living testament that you refuse to be invisible. Every scar you carry, every night you survived alone, every time you chose truth over comfort, that's your power roaring back. It's not polite. It's not subtle. It's unapologetic. And the world, it's not ready for most people who wear their soul like armor. But you're not here to be ordinary. You're here to shake foundations, to break molds, to rewrite the rules. Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. You've done that. You've dived into your own shadows, faced the chaos inside, and still, here you stand, unyielding. So, own it. Own your power, your depth, your wild, untamed soul. Because when you do, you don't just glow, you ignite. You don't just inspire, you transform. And those who are meant to walk with you, they'll find you in the fire. The rest, they'll watch from the sidelines, wondering how you became unbreakable. Remember this: your aura is your story, your truth, your revolution, and it's time to unleash it. No more hiding, no more doubting. Just you, raw, radiant, and unstoppable. I won't lie to you, it's not easy. Carrying this kind of aura means walking alone sometimes, carrying burdens invisible to the eye, but heavy as mountains. But here's the thing: loneliness is the price of greatness, the price of standing so tall in your truth that the world has no choice but to take notice. And you don't just survive this journey, you thrive in it. You become the force that others can't ignore, the quiet storm that changes everything without saying a word. I've learned that power isn't about control, it's about surrender, surrendering to the depths of who you really are, including every shadow, every wound, every fragment you once wished to hide. That surrender, it births freedom. Freedom from fear, from doubt, from the chains of who you thought you should be. So when your aura radiates, it's not just energy, it's a lighthouse, a beacon for the lost, the seekers, the warriors. It calls to those ready to rise. So rise, stand tall in your fire, speak your truth even if your voice shakes. Let your aura be the revolution you were born to ignite. Because in the end, the most powerful thing you can be is yourself, fully, fiercely, unapologetically. So here's the final truth. Your aura is your soul's signature, the imprint of every battle, every victory, every scar you carry inside. It's the energy that can't be faked, the fire that can't be dimmed. If you've felt even a flicker of this power in yourself, don't bury it. Feed it. Protect it. Own it. Because the world doesn't just need more light, it needs more warriors who aren't afraid to carry the darkness and the flame. If you're ready to step fully into your truth, to wear your aura like armor and like invitation, then this is your moment. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the world to catch up. Ignite yourself. Live loud. Love fiercely. And above all, be unbreakable. If this spoke to you, hit subscribe and join this journey of awakening, because together we rise higher, one powerful soul at a time.